With the YouTube algorithm making it harder for smaller creators to get discovered, we wanted to sit down with YouTuber Justin Odisho, popular for his sought-after Premiere tutorials. Currently expanding his own brand and online presence, we wanted his advice on some out-of-the-box ways smaller creators can drive traffic to their content, as well as get his strategies for Instagram, Reddit, and Discord, honing in on the different ways we can better engage our community and promote our own videos.
Yeah, this is good actually. I can hear you guys clearly. You can hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Underneath that, I guess.
Perfect.
Just probably take this down. How'd you guys meet each other?
Well,
Well, my mom birthed him first, and then my mom birthed me second.
so I
Really?
met him the day
So-
he was born.
And,
No, we're brothers.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're brothers.
We're brothers. This guy's been following you for years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're still kind of trying to find our way. It's been a lot of fun in the process. We're like super into this idea of just talking to people that are trying to build something, talking to entrepreneurs, and our log line is like, oh, we're the brand guys. We want to know about your brand, but really the heart of it is that like entrepreneurial spirit and what it takes to build something, because we feel like everyone is trying to do that. We just want to accumulate as much advice that people can give from their experience to just offer to others that are trying to do it. The brand is it's like I like to say it's like the storefront of how you present yourself and whatever you're trying to build. So what has that been like, I guess, expanding from just doing Premiere tutorials to now trying to be omnipresent?
A long time ago, my channel actually started with Photoshop tutorials, I'd say. And then I branched out and I tried Premiere and After Effects. But the whole meanwhile, I've tried vlogging, I've tried podcasting, I've tried live streaming. And the ones that took off are like the software tutorials, which are obviously very valuable, educational for people, and very search friendly. So those took off, and they kind of have been where a lot of people have found me, and the bread and butter and the core. Still trying to grow these different branches, especially like my podcast I really enjoy, but it's still something I have to build so much. I only have 20 podcast episodes, 500 software tutorials, so obviously people are going to know me more for the software tutorials right now.
It's important to build that personal brand around yourself as like an influencer on the platform, rather than just putting out technical tutorials. In that transition that you're in the middle of, how is your audience responding to it?
With my type of channel, it's different than like a vlog channel, like where the entire audience is engaged on the new uploads. So when I try to do new things like podcasts, it's like a slow grind. It's a slow build. And thankfully there's a core couple thousand people that still are interested in everything I do, which is enough for me to like sustain and grow from. So it's a pivot that I think is just going to take time via like amount of uploads I'm able to put into it. I mean, if you ever read this article, 1,000 True Fans by Kevin Kelly.
Yeah, I was just talking
about
that.
I really believe in that kind of principle. So if there's 1,000 people who enjoy my tutorial, podcast, live stream, Instagram, Twitter feed, like all those, obviously not all 500,000 subscribers are going to be that type of person, but like I'm just trying to find that core circle.
Not only that, but I mean, if something happens where YouTube were just to disappear magically, it'd be nice to have those 1,000 true fans that will just roll with you on some other platform, you know?
That's the thing. If YouTube goes away, it's like, okay, at least I have like a little engaged Instagram audience. Even though YouTube is at the top of the funnel right now for me, I believe I could maneuver in a different direction if I needed to. It's not like a vlog channel where I have 500,000 like rabid waiting people. They're much more like search and find type of subscribers, or they bookmark my channel as a resource. The subscriber number has been something that has lost like value in my eyes after a certain point, and I much more care about the viewer level and engagement level. But there was a point where it just drives me crazy that there's always going to be like 5% of people who thought that the channel was one thing, and now this is coming up on the channel. So I can see how someone would find my channel, get like maybe be into it for 6 months and then leave. So it's, while I have the leverage, I am trying to diversify and think a little bit ahead. I knew like a year ago that I can't just make Premiere tutorials or Photoshop tutorials forever. So I did start the podcast like a year ago. I did start all this stuff because I'm just thinking ahead, you know. I'm never going to be able to explain to everyone the context behind what I'm trying to do. So let me just not focus on them. They can do whatever they want, and let me just engage with the people who do understand the context. There's such a broad spectrum of people that come to learn this software, and there's not that same amount of people that also will share the same interests and like upbringing and background and cultural taste as me. And so I've learned to understand and respect that fact. It has really helped to engage with the people that are engaging with me and get to know who they are. And on Instagram too, you can see who they are and their face and where they're from. It's like I've accidentally made a whole bunch of friends when I never would have expected myself to be the person who knows a lot of people when I was in like high school. For so long, it's been like numbers, and it's been a game of analytics, and I've realized that's the best part about it, is like meeting those handful of people in real life that came from all the numbers, and it just takes it full circle. I always look at Instagram as more of like a true level of engagement that someone has. For now, it's kind of weird, like Instagram and Twitter.
Do you think it's as important to be posting consistently on Instagram to kind of like stay relevant?
Yeah, I think it's super important on Instagram to be consistent, especially because it's so easy to post a story every day.
Yeah.
And like, there's always 2 or 3 stories that I just naturally share every day without even having to try. Mm-hmm. It's just like my brain is in this mode now. But I did make a switch to like start posting more consistently on the feed, and I've seen it like really help. And it's not necessarily that once you start posting every day that things just magically start working, but it's just like going to the gym every day or practicing an instrument every day. It's that the fact that every day I'm trying to come up with a good picture, good caption, engaging back and forth, building this habit. It's like I get better at like making a funny caption. I get better at knowing what people want to see, and people are coming back every day, and it snowballs. Like all the likes and comments, like people can see so and so commented on so and so's picture, and it all kind of like snowballs together. So posting more consistently on Instagram is a switch I've made recently, and just like focusing on it, I've seen my Instagram growth kind of go up a little bit more.
As far as posting specific things on Instagram, do you think it matters like if it's super like curated and matches like the rest of the content, or do you think it's more important to post and try to interact with these people on a daily basis?
With everything I'm saying, there has to be a larger thing in place. So for me, I've got all these hundreds of pieces of content. I do have my website. I do have my Twitter. I do have the business behind it all. And all this traffic is coming in, and I'm trying to like funnel it down to like the core audience that I want to engage with and wants to engage with me. It's not necessarily that they even care about what I'm posting, the picture I'm posting on Instagram that day or the video I'm posting. But if I continue uploading, it's like the comment section is where you can hang out with each other, and the live streams are where you can hang out with each other, and I'm just kind of like the host. I mean, the things that work for me are like funny things or relatable things or behind the scenes or milestones. It goes back to getting the videos more views too, because if they see me make it from idea to editing to who wants to see this new video or what should I make a new video about, and they're a part of the whole process, and then by the time I post it, they already have been knowing about it for a week, and they're much more likely to want to check it out. I definitely think there's a different like voice and use of each platform. I don't like to just make one thing and then like put it up everywhere.
Yeah.
Just like screenshot, put it up everywhere the same way. So Twitter is great for thoughts and like questions and quick things. And I don't feel too much pressure on Twitter either, because my audience is like kind of the smallest. So I can say something stupid and not worry that 500,000 people are going to try to get a notification for this. And Instagram as well, like Instagram stories. It's like just like stuff that I can't really share on YouTube. So like each platform definitely allows me to express in a different way. And Instagram definitely has the most powerful tools for me right now, but Twitter allows conversation that is different from Instagram. And so I think everyone should try to use these few core platforms because there's lots of opportunity on them. I'm trying to pick these handful of platforms and use them all, because if I was never on Twitter, I would never engage in these certain conversations. If I was never on Instagram, I would have missed out on so many different like connections. If I was never on Discord, then I wouldn't have been able to. There's just so many different little opportunities and like spontaneous moments that happen without me that happen because of the platform. So it's all about like seeing if these tools are right for you and your community.
A little bit more about Discord. It was first made for gaming, and then it moved to where like influencers are creating their own servers for their community to interact. And chances are, if you watch a certain influencer and like someone else watches that same influencer, you're going to be two like-minded people that can have a good conversation about stuff that you care about. You share the same hobby. It's like big, but not a lot of people know about it. So it's an easy way to get like a direct connection with your favorite creator. You're also building this sense of community, and people feel more personal to you. And then you can share your own videos. Like I've shared a couple of our videos on your Discord, and like people have responded positively to it because it's like like-minded people.
And to add to that really quickly, is the fact that not too many people know about it maybe the power of why you have that direct connection?
It kind of goes into what you just said about community, and you can get to hang out with people. It's a place for like-minded people to hang out. Discord specifically, for me, I look at it as a tool. I use it as a tool when I'm live streaming sometimes to either voice chat with my community. It's kind of similar to having your own subreddit, except for live. It's like a live subreddit. It's like a live feed subreddit. So it is very kind of niche. I think you have to have a really engaged audience or a really popular live stream for your Discord to constantly be active. I think that's the problem. Like when a lot of channels are smaller, they make their own subreddit, Discord, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat. And it's like there's only 100 people there anyway. And now it's kind of like spreading them a bit thin. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think you should have all your socials and your website ready, but then like grind out that traffic from the top, like make videos every day, every week, and then funnel them down to like Instagram and Twitter. It's like starting a lawnmower, you know, you need to have enough of that pull to like, then it starts running by itself. Sure. That's a horrible analogy.
Hey, I saw the visual.
I going back to the thing you said about Reddit, it's a big platform that a lot of, especially small creators, tend to forget about. Because when you're small, it's hard to get exposure to your videos, even if they're like really well made. And that Jack Conte video that we did, we saw like the potential for like shareability for it. And then we went to the specific subreddits that kind of related to that. So like we went to like r/social media, r/Patreon. Sharing them there, like people loved it there. You know, it brought a lot of traffic to the video, and which helped it grow on YouTube itself. So I think finding a specific subreddit that pertains to the type of video you're making, especially when you're small, is a great way for it to grow.
Yeah, I've used that same tactic when I was just starting my channel. It's a super good. It's something like you understand it. You don't have to have your own subreddit. There's existing. Mm-hmm. It's like guest blogging to an existing community and an existing audience.
Yeah.
So if your post is good and thorough, it's honestly not that hard. And it sounds maybe I'm good. I don't know. It's not that hard to get the top post on a subreddit. If you're actually a part of the community, you'll know what you're talking about. And if you put together a very valuable list and then kind of include yourself in there in a transparent way, it's not too hard to get like something that gets a ton of upvotes. Like you're smart for taking that video to Patreon, and you could even write like an article about like 5 tips from the CEO of Patreon, Jack Conte, that we learned, and then like write them out for people. It's just like guest blogging to an existing audience and hoping to convert some of them over. You have to bring quality and value. So for me, I was really good at making tutorials since I made a bunch of Photoshop ones, and I just started making daily Premiere tutorials, and that builds some sort of value. But I do think that quantity is super important. I didn't start gaining leverage until I was going every day. So I always say, like, as best as you can, as often as you can. But now I'm kind of doing this pivot on my channel, and something's clicked in my head to take a little bit more concentrated swings for a little bit here. Like, get in front of the camera, get some FaceTime, make sure I plug Instagram, like, instead of just banging out a tutorial every day. There's never one way to do it, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, everyone has different paths at different times. So quantity, I feel like, helps in the beginning is best. And then, like, do consider quality when you have the opportunity. I think there's totally amazing value in collaborating, though. You should collaborate as much as possible. You also balance it with topics that are spotlighting, like, whatever you guys want to talk about,
Right.
And I think that's how people would begin to start caring about you guys more in your channel and want to follow along. That bird scooter documentary would be a great one, I think that would be viral potential because this bird scooter thing is blowing up.
Yeah.
People want to like learn more about it, and you guys can put together a well-made video. With collaborations, it's a great way to cross-promote attention between the audiences, and then hopefully you have like, all right, now we've each shown our audience to each other, and then they can come to our little sandbox
But
of
you have
content
to have
that
that
we have.
content there.
But yeah, it's like you have to have a home to invite them in.
Yeah.
Which the home can be like podcasts, like Joe Rogan, just interviewing other creators. I just think for you guys, you have a certain skill that might lend itself to like viral quality things if you make the right fix. I think the best thing that'll help you beyond everything that we talked about is just like uploading more videos.
I feel like we have 9 episodes in the queue right now. Episodes we're going to be really proud of, but they're so dense. That's part of our style. Is like, I mean, I think you even mentioned it when you were talking to Nathan on the stream. How you could feel, how much editing goes into it. We really value storytelling, So and there's so much that goes into telling a good story, and then how that plays with the edit, and how to just constantly keep someone engaged. So yeah, I think that's what's going to make us memorable. Hopefully, is that storytelling element.
I am rooting for you guys because you're 2 people, and I think that's like double the power. I know you guys are gonna be able to figure out like a good system.
Hey man, well, thank you for your time. Also, love the color choice.
Black T-shirt, yeah.
Gotta love
you
it.
guys got black T-shirt.
Thank
Thank
you.
you guys too.
Appreciate it.
Man.
Keep coming in.
All right, later.